Okay, yay! It's another episode of Kink and Tell with Chantel, the gym herself. Thank you everybody for joining, for tuning in. Sorry for the delay if you're watching live from my YouTube. Technical difficulty as normal, right? But we have a special guest with us today. Welcome, welcome, my fellow coach. Hey, I'm so happy to have another coach in the building. You guys don't understand. It's not lonely in these streets, but it's somewhat lonely in these streets. When you're a coach, we don't really link like other niches do. We're kind of, like solo people, but that's also because, a lot of us are black sheep or a family, but that's a whole other thing. Anyway, let me go ahead and introduce my lovely guest today. Andrea is here with us, Coach Andrea. She is going to go ahead and actually do our affirmation. You guys know I love affirmations at the beginning. So she's actually going ahead and offer us and then introduce herself a little bit more.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. I am so grateful. This is such a dope opportunity. And for my affirmation, it's going to be, I am deserving of all of my successes, past, present, and future.
Ooh, I love this. Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
So I am deserving of all of my successes, past, future, and present?
Yep.
Oh, that resonated because I don't even remember things for real. Okay? And I remember that one as soon as it was said. Y'all need to look. I like that one. I love that. Yay. I'm always open to new affirmations because, I have one that's very near and dear to my heart that I say all the time. But I'm always open to new ones because, sometimes people come across ones that resonate with them a little bit more. And the show isn't just about me, it's about everybody. So
yes.
Thank you so much for coming to the table with that. I'm so happy. Y'all, that was the equivalent of coming with a bouquet of roses or something. I'm just so happy right now. Okay, yes, definitely. Tell us about yourself, your background.
Okay, so my name is Andrea. I go by AJ. I have my business, AJ Steps of Alchemy, which is my baby. I've had that since 2017, but I've been focusing on other things because I've been too afraid to step out. I realized that I'm a helper and my life purpose is to help others create value and all of that. And I didn't know in what capacity I wanted to help people in. I thought I wanted to be a therapist at one point. Then I realized like therapy isn't quite the fit that I wanted it to be. And so I'm like, how else can I help people? And then I had my daughter in 2017. So she's my only one. And I thought I was going to be like a teacher. And so I became a Head Start teacher. And I did enjoy that. But I'm like, this still isn't calling to my heart. And so, I stumbled upon life coaching, and the market can be oversaturated with life coaches that aren't really coaches. And so I had a bad taste in my mouth about life coaching. I'm like, I don't know about that. And then I did more research and dug a little deeper. And then I signed up to get certified. And I'm like, this is it right here. This is what I want to do. So I restructured my whole business because I was just into personal development and like spreading the word about how to better yourself in the first place. And so I'm like, this all ties in. So I ended up going all in on life coaching, and I've been doing that since the end of last year.
Yay. I'm so happy. Like, I love the stories, okay? Because I'm actually my certification isn't really certification, okay? So
I understand. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm more self-taught. I like to tell people I'm more self-taught because when they ask me about my certification, it's pretty much just I went through somebody who told me how to loosely structure my business.
Yeah.
Right? Because like she said, there's a lot of people who are out here in these streets who are calling themselves coaches or selling the courses to become coaches. And that's not really what they're doing. Exactly. So when people ask me about my certification and all that, I normally tell them like, oh, I'm self-taught because the certification that I went through wasn't that.
It'd be like that.
Well, I don't want to show you the paper and you'd be like, oh, well, you learned from so-and-so. Not really. I really kind of didn't, mostly didn't. I picked up books. I still teach myself to this day. Things are always changing, right? So it's all about also, because of the fact that we're life coaches, we are also normally very engrossed in self-development for ourselves, right?
Yes.
So we can't really teach the masses or, lead you in a certain way if we're not willing to also, be that person for ourselves.
Yes.
So I'm always learning. That's like,
Yes.
that is my thing. I love to learn. I love to sit down and critique. Look, my spouse get mad as crap because every single time he gets something, I'll be like, that's a trauma response, right?
Oh my
Like,
God. Yes. Oh my
that's a
God.
trauma response. Did you know that
Yes.
you doing this because of what happened with your mama back in 5th grade? Like, did you know?
Okay. Yes.
He gets so
My
irritated.
friends be like, listen, don't coach me. I just want to talk as friends. I'm like,
Oh
listen,
my
all
gosh, I get
right,
that
my
all the
bad.
time. I'm like, how do I gotta separate the two? Like,
Right. This
how
is
do
a
you separate the
lifestyle.
two? It's a whole lifestyle. Like, this is who I am.
Yes.
Man, they don't be getting it. See, it's hard out here for a pimp. They don't be
It
understanding.
is.
Okay, with that being started, so you started coaching, and you did your business and how everything looked.
Mhm.
So what do you think that people really need to know about life coaching that they don't know?
It is not therapy. Like
Speaking to the masses.
it is not therapy. Therapy is more past trauma healing and
Mhm.
whatnot, and it's past focus. And life coaching is figuring out your baseline right now in the present, figuring out what your goals are, and working you towards the future. We are working on present and future. Yes, we
That
revisit the
part.
past.
That
Yes, we'll
part.
clear that up if it makes sense to bring it up, but we're not going to dwell and do all that. Like, it's literally future focus. We want to get you, okay, you went through this. Now what?
Oh wait, your audio went out. Yeah, it says you muted yourself, but how'd you mute yourself in the middle of talking? Oh, there
How
you
did
go.
that happen? Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay,
She's
that
on a
was weird.
roll too. Somebody ain't want that message to get out.
I know, right?
Oh, somebody ain't want the message to get
Okay.
out. Y'all better
Not the
stop it.
spiritual haters.
Okay, look. She's on a roll too, and look. All of a sudden, the audio went out. How the well she mute herself and she talking to us,
Right.
y'all?
Like,
You seen it here first.
okay. But yeah, it's like, okay, you went through this. Now what? Like, we have to move forward. We all have trauma. Everybody goes through trauma. So whether it's trauma with a little T or big T, like, and so we got to move forward from that. And as adults, it's our responsibility to not be like, okay, I went through this. Now you got to deal with all my BS because
Oh
this is just who
God.
I am now. Because that creates dysfunctional relationships, friendships, relationships in all capacities. And a dysfunctional person, like, so
That part.
no, heal yourself. It's time to heal ourselves so we can elevate, be the best people we want to be. And then we can get to our goals and then really stop focusing on other people. Because it's like when you miserable, you start focusing on other people, worrying about everybody else's business but yours. When you start healing and you realize, like, I got to do that shadow work. I got to look
Oh,
within myself to understand the whole world. Man, it's like, I'm not worried about nobody else. You become more confident. You move in your element. You start blessings and doors start opening up. So that's what I'm here. That's what we're here to help
yep,
you guys with. Like,
yep.
period. We want to help you because we've realized this ourselves.
Yep. Nothing but the facts. Part of what, because most coaches have that moment where they, like she said, where we are dwindling between whether we want to be therapists or whether we want to be something that's not that, shaman, life coach, whatever that looks like for us,
Yeah.
right? But the part that separated that for me was I'm resolution oriented. I
Yes.
don't like I don't like hearing you complain for a long period of time, and I'm just gonna call it
Yes.
complaining. I do understand that people think that venting and complaining are the same thing. They are not.
Mm-hmm.
I am the type of person that I'm gonna ask you, well, okay, do you feel better now that you got that out? Good. Let's talk about what we're gonna do about it.
Yes.
I'm not the type to let you sit there and so how does that make you feel? No, I'm not. I'm
Mm-mm.
not. The types of questions are just different. The way that we attack different things are just different. We're more
Yes.
goal oriented, more final, what's your actual end all here? Like what are we
Yes.
moving towards? Because in therapy, which I have a therapist, she even I told her all the time, don't think how that made me feel. Do not. Like, luckily, my therapist and I are really close. But
Yeah.
she knows, like, okay, she's goal oriented. She's going to tell me how this is, and then she's going to tell me what she feels like she needs to do after that. That's how I handle my business. We're not going to sit down
Yes.
and talk about what's wrong with you for hours and hours and hours. I'm not. I mean, unless you want to give me a heads up and then pay me for those hours and hours, then
Okay.
that could be arranged. But on a typical coaching session, I'm going to get you off of that because you're not doing anything but keeping yourself in that cycle.
Yes, reiterating that story.
And reiterating it. So why would I possibly, as your coach, your life coach at that, want you to do that to yourself? That makes no sense. What is my purpose in your life if I'm going to let you to continuously sit there and just keep telling the same story to yourself? Plus, I'm very spiritual, so the power of the tongue is completely too powerful for you to just be over here saying anything and everything that you feel like you need to get off your chest. Not everything needs to be said, and not everything needs to be said in a standpoint where you're speaking it over your life. So, with that all being said, what she said, y'all. Okay, so how does we did talk about this a little bit. So how does life coaching and therapy differ to you? Like, what is like that line that is drawn in the sand for you when it comes to the two?
So usually it's if it's a reoccurring theme, and it's like, as coaches, we're going to hit resistance with our clients because that's just natural. But if it's like they're not doing their work at home, and it's like, I still feel this way, I still feel this way, and we work on making those breakthroughs and reframings and all that, and it's still not working, it's like, I'm going to have to refer you to a therapist because you still have all these unhealed traumas that you need to kind of address. And I am not here for that. I'm here for the now. And we could clear up some other stuff because I'm also in the process of getting certified for like hypnotherapy and NLP. So like, I want to help reframe all of that. But that's from this point on. In order for you to clear all that stuff up, and you never know what people went through in their lifetime. So
that part.
Everybody needs a therapist. I am like, just because I'm not one, I advocate for them all the time because I had a therapist and oh my goodness. And I have a life coach. And it's like, that's another thing. Like, life coaches need to see life coaches as well, because how we gonna sell it if we don't believe it? Like, these are people who are supposed to help us, and we need help too. Just like every therapist should have a therapist. They need somewhere to unload all of that. Like, and we need somewhere to help us out as well. And so I think therapy is just, and they give you more answers than letting you figure it out. Life coaching, we will allude to issues, but you got to figure that out yourself. This isn't us. Like, this is your life. So we don't give the answers to you all the time, even though we may think we know the answers, but you have to come up with that because you will hold it accountable. You'll hold yourself accountable more so when you come up with those conclusions and you resonate with that more because it's your decision. We're not the decision makers. So those are like my huge differences right there.
Yeah, definitely. So life coaching more so we're like spiritual guides.
Yes.
We're going to guide you to where you need to go and let you know that your answer is somewhere in this field.
Yes.
Now, whether or not you decide to go a dig in and figure that out is completely upon you. At least all of my clients are adults. So you need to, be able to, get down and do that work. Life coaching is not for the people who want to sit there and have you give them like, this is your diagnosis, because then that would be therapy. Understand that also, like on my website where you do like the pre-form or whatever for the coaching itself, I have right there that I am not a therapist, and by no means it's a medical practice, because you need to know that. Because you need to know that, because that is not something that I do, and I'm not about to have you sitting there feeling like that's something that I bring to the table. Now, I have a lot of things that I incorporate into my coaching that come from my therapist, because
Yes.
she has told me different things that would possibly work for me to, give to the masses. But by no
Yes.
means like I've not gone through those years and years and years and done all that she's done. So I put respect on
Yes.
her name and what she did to get to where she is.
Mm-hmm.
For me, child, different. Okay. I always, because I have the, little meeting before the coaching begins. And then, we talk about what exactly do you expect to get from this? How can I actually help you? Like all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, I make it very, very clear.
Yes.
It's like therapy, boo. I
Mm-hmm.
have no problem referring you to one that's, obviously done wonders
Mm-hmm.
for me, but I'm not that person. So we get very clear between what the difference is, people, because a lot of people do come to life coaches thinking that they're getting cheaper therapy, but that is not what it is. Those things are
Yes.
not the same. I understand that a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people also go seeking therapy and it, isn't covered by insurance, or they feel like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot out of pocket or whatever they need to do. So then they go to life coaching. It's not a synonym. It's not.
Exactly.
So you're going to need to understand the difference between the two.
Yes.
Um, let's see. Next question. So, what would you say to the person that's on the fence about getting coaching?
Okay. So, despite what a lot of life coaches say, nobody needs a life coach. Like nobody needs it. It's not a necessity. But if you are into personal development, if you want to get better and elevate yourself, then this is for you. There is, it's only so far a lot of us can go with the stories we tell ourselves and the narratives, and you don't see what you don't see. We don't know our blind spots until somebody is there to call it out. And that's literally what you pay us for. Like, we are going to say the things that nobody else is going to say to you. We are going to ask the hard questions. You may sit there in silence to think about it for a good 5-10 minutes sometimes. And I'm going to just sit there and wait for you to process that. I'm not going to
Yeah,
interrupt. I'm not going to do any of that stuff or lead you on to figure it out for you.
that part.
This is something that you have to do the work on. And it's just, the benefits of it, you're going to get your ROI, your return on investment, like, period. And it's going to be tenfold. I can almost guarantee you that.
Yep.
I'm going to say almost with an asterisk because I can't make guarantees. But
Right. Right. No
yes.
guarantees over here, boo boo. But if you put in the
Okay.
work, you get in what you put in. Okay.
Exactly. And it's like when people experience that, then they're like, the word of mouth is going to
Yeah.
be all the promo you need after that. It's like, this person changed my life. And it's like, no, I facilitated the life change, but you changed your life.
That
Like,
part.
so if you are ready to change your life and be held accountable
Yep.
and to realize your blind spot so that you can hit those goals that you thought you were never going to hit, or they've always seemed too overwhelming to hit, or you're like, I want to get out of this job, but I'm not equipped for it, yada yada yada. You are programming your subconscious. You're not equipped for it. Like,
Right.
no, like,
Right.
let's work on that programming and how you're talking to yourself and those self narratives. And then you start to realize, like, oh snap, like, okay, wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute, some things are changing. Like, and then you
Mm-hmm.
realize, like, okay, gratitude, that'll change your life.
That
The
part.
affirmations, that'll change your life. These reframings, all of that's gonna change your life. And you're gonna start programming your subconscious. You're gonna start moving in a way that's gonna provide those successes. And we're just gonna be there to help you and, like, not be codependent on us as well. We're
That
going to
part.
teach you techniques because you're
Yeah,
going to graduate from this program and you're
that
going to
part.
have to take care of yourself.
That
We're
part.
we're not going to hold your hand through this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's
Okay.
beneficial to everyone because this is something you could take for the rest of your life and
Yeah,
then you can help others.
that part. Yeah, I think it's also very good for people to know that another thing between therapy and life coaching is therapy. You're generally in for like the long haul. Like they want you
Yes.
there months after months after months. Okay, my
Hmm.
goal. Let's get you on your way. Okay.
Okay.
Let me give you the tools that you need to better be, a better person for yourself and to be able to facilitate all of these things on your own. I want to be that little voice in the back of your head when you start to say things to yourself that are in a negative connotation, and you're like, wait, Chantel told me not
Mm-hmm.
to. Okay, let me rephrase how I said that. Let me catch myself.
Yep.
That right there is you doing the work. That is the literally the only reason why I'm here is to help you be able to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
When month 3, month 4, month 5, child, like please
Yep.
do go on. Like I'm the mama bird picking you out the nest. I don't want you here all the time.
Yes.
That is the goal. For me, life coaching is definitely a revolving door. Like we are always
Mm-hmm.
constantly getting new people, shipping out the people who have done their work, and constantly, like if you need to revisit things, and you have the tools to do that.
Yes.
It's not to have you in my office in my chair for years after years. That's not the goal
Mm-hmm.
at all. So that's another thing that's really important between the two, because a lot of people feel like life coaches are just, again, cheaper therapists, and that's not the case.
Exactly.
But yeah, no. So tell us anything you're working on, anything that's coming up for you, how to get in contact with
Excuse me.
you in your business, how to schedule with you, love.
Yes. So you can find me anywhere, whether that be Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, AJ Steps of Alchemy. And on my website, ajstepsofalchemy.com. I have QR codes or whatnot. If you need me to send you one of those. And then because a lot of people get tripped up on the name because it's a little longer. So yeah, I can send a QR code over to you. You can email me at ajstepsofalchemy@gmail.com. If you want to follow my personal page is Miss Poetic08. And that's on Instagram and Facebook. And if you want to find me on there and then like, hey, can we set up a consultation? Now, I just switched my consultations over to 2 hours because I really want to start on the work then. Even if we find out, like, hey, you only needed this one session and you're good. Like, cool. And my consultations are free. So if you want to get a 2-hour consultation in, okay, that's cool. But yeah, I'm doing that. I'm working on some affirmations tapes. So that, I want to do some for women, Black women,
Mm-hmm.
specifically, Black
Mm-hmm.
men, and children.
Yeah.
So that, our kids need to speak, we need to speak life in our kids, period. And our kids need to learn how to speak lives in themselves so that when
Mm-hmm.
they're older, they already are self-assured and aren't sitting there like, who am I at 20
Right.
trying to figure out all the things. So like I did. Um, so
Yes.
let's kind of cut that timeline short so they're confident in themselves. I am in the process of getting certified for hypnotherapy and NLP and a few other things. And I'm working on trying to turn Detroit into, I'm from Detroit, y'all. Trying to turn Detroit into a health hub. And so I am also practicing reflexology. And so I'm working with a business partner on starting a reflexology spa. She's a master masseuse. So I'll be promoting that pretty soon. And yeah, I just want to help people heal the mind, body, and spirit.
You
That's
know what? Won't they do it? Okay. Because
it.
look, no, because you are going to be like, what, when I say this? So
Yeah.
I am doing a healing retreat.
Ooh.
I know, right? See, look, already what? I'm doing a healing retreat with my massage therapy friend here in
Nice.
Columbus, and we're going to grow it into where I can have panels and she take clients upstairs, that kind of thing. But right now,
Yeah.
what we're doing is I have a event coming up, y'all. Date time to be determined, but I have everything else that I need to get it all together.
Yeah.
And she's going to be giving like neck and shoulder massages for free to the people who
Ooh.
come, while I give my little spiel about self-care and what it looks like to actually take care of yourself, and how it doesn't have to look the same for everybody, all that lovely
Yes.
jazz. And we're going to get into reconnecting with feminine energy, and doing massages on your spouse, things like that, right? So it's going to be
Yeah.
happening here at a park We got the park together. I just need to go scope out to see what part of the park I want it to be in. So it is going to be
Yeah.
outside, hopefully on a nice sunny day, so people can get that
Yes.
vitamin D and have, melanin glistening and feeling good about themselves.
Yes.
But that is actually really funny that she just said, y'all, like, universe does
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Literally within the same wheelhouse. And I think that's amazing because what we're going to want to do is eventually we're going to need different places to go to, first and foremost. Second thing is also we want to be able to have panels. So I need good 4 to 5 of us
Mm-hmm.
to be able to talk about our different scopes and our different fields within the same lane so that we're able to reach everybody in different ways. I
Yeah.
don't want a bunch of me's.
Right.
I like variety. I like learning things as well, obviously. So I'm fortifying right now my group of people, and I'm trying to get people in, the hub or whatever, so that we can start to, interact with each other and know, how we actually interact with our masses and our groups and things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, it's the same with every field, honestly. If we all were to be able to like come together and make like even just one event beautifully happen, from there
Yes.
it really does just kind of expand and open your doors.
Mm-hmm.
That's every field though. But with coaching, for some reason, we all some lone wolves.
We
I don't
lone wolves.
know.
Yes.
We be like, so I'm gonna handle my clients over here,
Right.
and anybody need me, let me know. Like,
Okay. Basically.
it is hilarious though, because we are all really into self-development and getting further and everything. It's just we're all kind of like the black sheeps of our own environments, our own families. So when we
Yes.
end up trying to interact with other people, it comes out that way. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all can leave me okay if you want to. But yeah, no, so crazy. Okay, so we're gonna have to talk about that more.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, no, anything else you want to share, anything else you want to give to the people before we wrap it up? It truly is your platform to do whatever you want with
Oh,
right
thank
now.
you. I just want to give people like some advice just to start making your life better. Every day you wake up, think of 5 things you're grateful for and remind yourself throughout the day. Because I promise you, you cannot be in an abundant mindset and a scarcity mindset at the same time. So gratitude will literally start to change your life. And at the end of the day, think of 5 additional things before you go to sleep. Like, this is what happened. This is what happened. I'm grateful for this. And make it different every single day. Don't repeat, and you're going to start to get creative, and your mind is going to start to look at the positive more so than the negative, because we want to focus on the negative, like, oh, this happened, yada yada yada. No, all these great things are happening every single day, and we take it for granted. And then another tidbit of advice: get in nature, please. Like, get in nature, because we are so disconnected, especially with this little whole panorama that happened. um, but yeah, we are so disconnected with nature, and we've been in a house, our allergies messing up more than normal and all this stuff. Get in nature, take your shoes off, stand in the grass and ground yourself. Like, you are going to start resonating on the frequency of the earth. And when I tell you, some of this stuff sound woo-woo to a lot of people. I hug trees. Like, baby, I'm gonna thank the tree, I'm gonna hug it, and I'm gonna get all those little extra nutrients and everything. And like, I have favorite trees that I sit next to, and I get wisdom from those trees. Like, everything has a spirit, everything has life. And you start to realize like the beauty of life truly when you get out in nature. So just, be grateful, practice gratitude, get out in nature, and just get out of the autopilot. Like, we all in autopilot. Slow down and just look around you. It's so much beauty and abundance in this world. And that's my little tidbit.
Aw. Nice, y'all. She done gave y'all free game. Look. Look. Better hard. Look. She done gave y'all free game. Y'all better go look her up. She out here giving y'all gems for free. Y'all know me. I ain't doing that.
Okay.
Love y'all so much. But look, you found the right coach. Look, she done gave y'all something free to go home with in your lunch sack.
Yes.
With that being said, though, such a pleasure to have you, my love.
Likewise. Thank you so
That
much.
is the episode. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the retreat and stuff. So you guys stay tuned about all of that stuff. Coming up, I'll definitely have a flyer coming out about all that and what that looks like. And then, we'll just be growing from here. So stay
Yes.
tuned for all
And
the
please
future
keep me
stuff.
posted on the retreat
Of
because
course.
Columbus is not far. I could drive over there, pull up.
Very true. Look, and I would definitely be waiting for you too, because we are doing
Yes.
tons of things. I have tons of people who are just waiting for me to say go. But I'm a little bit of an anal perfectionist, so things are taking forever.
It'd be like that.
With that being said, though, that was the episode. Thank you so much for coming, my love.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening. That was another episode of Kink and Tell with Chantel D. Jim. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye, boo.